Welcome to our Halloween Memorydex series. I am so happy you guys made it here today, and I've been working hard making Memorydex cards. Today is our first day in this series. I am collaborating with my friend Sophia. You guys all know her as Paper Sweets here on YouTube, and we basically decided to do this series because we just want to make a bunch of Memorydex cards. For me, I basically wanted to do an all Halloween theme because I've never done it before, and I basically just wanted to fill up my box here. This is my Heidi Swap Memorydex box, and but you don't have to fill up a box. You can also do, fill up your spinner. I have a couple of spinners, and they are not close to full either. So I thought this is a great way to do this. My friend Sophia likes making Memorydex. It's her jam. So she totally agreed and decided to come on board to do this series with me. So thank you so much, Sophia. All right, so our challenge for this week. So each week we're going to give you a little challenge so that we can create different types of Memorydex cards each week, and you can make one each week or more than one. So it just depends on if you have time or not, but we just want to make this super fun and super casual. We don't want to stress ourselves out or anything. So anyway, let me go ahead and share just a few that I created. I'm only going to share actually 3 that I made. All right, so this was the first one that I made, and this is using the Happy Haunting paper collection from Simple Stories. And then I decided I wanted to recreate this and use Frank Garcia's new collection called 31. So I created this using a Memorydex shaker die, and I absolutely love it. It just makes, putting together a shaker Memorydex so much easier, but not everybody has a shaker die, right? So my next one that I'm going to share with you is a little bit different. So anyway, I do have a process video on how to put this together, just because this is like my favorite die right now. And I did record my process video when I recreated this, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be at the end of the video. I definitely didn't want to make this video too long, so let me go ahead and just share the Memorydex that I tried to recreate that looks like that, and it's this one right here. And this time around I made it using a black shiny cardstock instead of the pink glittery one here, and I just used some ephemera and the chipboard stickers from the 31 collection by Frank Garcia. And look at that cute little ghost. Is she not adorable? And I put this cute little witch hat. And so yes, I made a process video when I put this one together, so I thought I'd go ahead and share that with you guys. I made my own little sequence mix, so there's lots of fun sequence in there, and I pretty much stayed with the colors of this collection. So I have kind of a peachy tone and pink and black, and I think even a little silver in there, and gold and black. So that's basically my sequence mix. So anyway, those are my 2 Memorydex cards. And if you don't have a Memorydex shaker card die, what I like to do is use tulle to create a shaker. So just using the Heidi Swap Memorydex die that I have, and I almost always use, I went ahead and cut my pattern paper twice, using this pattern and then one in black, and both of them do have they are, you know, reinforced with some, you know, another layer on the back. Actually, I think I forgot to do this one. So this one was supposed to have the 100-pound cardstock on the back, but this was my very first one that I created. So I guess I forgot. So anyway, I did stitch on this one. So I basically, after I cut out my Memorydex card, I put a piece of this tulle, and I have so many tulle, one that are Halloween themed, but I really didn't want to cover up the pattern, so I opted to use a glittery, I think it's like a white, it has some white glitter on it, so that way you can still see the, you know, the background. And then I put my sequence mix in there. So I basically stitched all around like so, left one side open, put all my sequins, stitched it closed, and then moved all my sequins over to the left so that I can adhere this little witch hat, not so little, but which is actually a shaker. So this is a shaker on a shaker Memorydex card. So I thought that would be fun, and I just used some chipboard stickers from the collection, a little bling up there, and this little shaker element here is actually from a Queen & Company kit, and I've had it for the longest time, and I played with it a little bit in the past, and this was a few years ago. So it's called Hocus Pocus kit, and as you can see, it comes with the die and some sequence bits also. But anyway, I did use the little witch hat, and what's nice about the kit is it does come with the foam and with the acetate, and it makes it so much easier to put this together. So there it is. I didn't go crazy decorating it. I kind of like it a little simpler this time because, you know, it already has lots of sequins, and I love the texture that the tulle brings to the Memorydex. So I just left it as is. So that is my share for today. Thank you so much again for joining Sophia and I, and please make sure you visit Paper Sweets, which is Sophia's channel. I will leave her link in the description box below. And again, thanks so much. Have a wonderful weekend, you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye! This is an example of a Memorydex shaker card that I made using Simple Stories, Happy Haunting. To recreate this, we are going to use this KS Craft die and also Frank Garcia's 31 collection, and we're using one of the journaling cards. And I have my sequence mix all ready to go. Alright, so I've cut all my pieces, and we are going to use glossy accent and art glitter glue to adhere everything down. It's up to you though, you can use whatever adhesive you want to use, but I found this is the best way for me to create it. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue this down to 100-pound cardstock, just to make it nice and sturdy. So go ahead and burnish it so that it stays nice and flat. And then this is foam that had gotten from Etsy, and I just cut the frame part, and I will go ahead and glue that also with glossy accent. So I put a nice generous amount just to make sure that you know, this actually sticks down. And keep in mind that glossy accent does take time to dry, and so just make sure you give it some time. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and put that down and make sure that I'm lining it up with that top piece that I cut out. I'm not gluing that top piece down yet, but I'm basically using it as a guide because the foam sometimes stretches when you run it through your die cut machine, and so this way I know that the foam will actually land on the right spot when I finally put the frame on top, the frame that will have the acetate. So the frame here, I don't have the acetate on it yet, but I'm just basically again using it as a guide to make sure that everything lines up. So that's what I'm doing here, and once I'm satisfied with how that looks, then I will go ahead and take that frame and then glue that onto the acetate piece. Taking a silicone spatula here, I'm just gonna take a little bit off just to make sure that that doesn't seep on the acetate. You don't want to put as much glue on the paper against the acetate when you're gluing it on the acetate, because even though it dries clear, you will see it on the acetate. So and then I'm going to go ahead and put the RIP on the bottom and just glue that on the same way. And I'm starting with the I first because it's easier to center the whole word on there. So, or the acronym, I should say, it's not a word. But yes, so that's the best way to center it. Okay, so now we're ready to close this up. So we're going to go ahead and put a nice amount of glossy accent. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put that acetate piece there on top. And if it seeps out, just make sure you clean the sides there. That little thunderbolt looking thing that I put, that was just, it looks like a crack on the tombstone. And here I have my ephemera pieces, so I am just going to go ahead and decorate further. I use some double-sided foam tape just to give it a little dimension, and I decided to go ahead and put this spider web on the side there. Cute little ghost, a pink ghost, you guys. I couldn't help it. It's a little big, but I was able to put it on there. I managed to get it onto the left side there. And that's it, you guys. I hope you guys liked my Memorydex shaker card.